quicker. They've tended to be very slow, just trying to look for that slow, methodical build-up, and it's not really working for them. They started off okay, things look really good, but Balwyn have really got on top in the last few minutes. So this first 10 minutes of the second quarter going to be very, very important.
Whitey, they need to probably kick the opening couple of goals here, Noble Park.
And they've moved Byers down into the forward line, so they're putting plenty of height down in there. Forward line. Peter Wright's been moved.
So it could really be a battle of the heavyweights, the tall orders in the take it away, boys.
So Anderson into the ruck as we get this second quarter underway here. Anderson wins the tap ball and trying to do the roving. We got a free kick straight out, and it's going the way of Fraser here for Balwyn. He's high up and under, up in towards the forward line now. Trying to take the mark was Goebbels. Didn't know where he was, but got it in the end. Gets a hand pass out as Garnham's going back there for Noble Park. And some good defensive work applied here by Herbelet here for Noble Park. He pumps it right and, well, almost taken there by Collis. And Balwyn, well, they can relinquish the ball for temporarily. Tackle applied on Cross, and a good tackle applied there by Gaines. And the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Probably should have got a free kick there, Gaines.
Out of the full, excuse me. So Morrison to bring it back in now here for the Bulls. Morrison's had the job on Pendlebury so far. Kick it towards centre wing. Good mark taken by the other Pendlebury. And he'll go back from about 100 metres out. Decides to centre the footy now in the direction of his teammate in Higgins. And he takes the mark here outside the centre circle.
Another one of the Balwyn debutants this afternoon.
His kick is short and out to the half-forward flank. And Balwyn look to bring the ball right in towards the forward 40 as this one pumped in towards the direction of Pendlebury. Couldn't take it. It's roved here by Goebbels, and he's dribbled it through. The Balwyn Footy Club opened the scoring here early in this second quarter. 1:20 played. It's 43-27 here on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Brilliant read there from Jeff Goebbels. A little toe poke over the line she goes, and they open their account here in the second quarter.
That's sheer class, Ray.
That's opportunist. The opportunist, Jeff Goebbels. You can't give him anything or else he'll really squeeze you.
Yeah, worrying signs though for Noble. There were three Noble defenders as that ball went loose, and Goebbels was the only Balwyn player there, and he managed to get on the end of it. So Mick Fogg will be tearing his hair out. He doesn't have a lot, but it'll be going out as the tap one out of the middle by I can't really talk. Tom Wilson gets it forward. Jaffa Williams is there, but he's not in the contest as the ball is knocked down inside 50. Hacked off the ground. It's all a bit bobbling around like a pinball, and in the end it's out of play.
Was that Liam Smith that tapped that back in? That was a brilliant play, but I think Goebbels tried to soccer that off the ground.
I think he did. So bringing it back in, taking an age to get the kick away as Gordon decides to switch it. He goes right across the other side, and almost taken there. It's slapped forward by Gaines. Happy just to see it out of bounds. I don't think there's been a lot, to be honest, has changed from the first quarter.
I think Rodney Eade will be really happy, Brett, with the pressure that the Balwyn forward 50 are putting on the Noble Park back line.
Just going to say, it looks very much the story of the way it was in the second part of that first quarter. As the throw comes in, Gaines tried to get there, but he was beaten to the ball. Now the kick down the line. Can the mark be taken? Bounces over the top. Taken there by Higgins, who was wrapped up immediately, almost as soon as he got the ball. And the umpire says we'll have a ball up.
So ball up, half, just on the centre, well, more towards the half-forward flank here now here for Noble Park. It's tapped down there by Gaines. It goes towards the boundary line. Gilchrist in there for Balwyn. Gaines goes to do the roving, applies a pretty strong tackle, and the ball goes over the boundary line and out of the hands there of Fraser. 3:20 gone in this second term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Difference of 23 points in favour of the Tigers here in this Queen's birthday weekend. If you're listening on Radio Eastern 98.1 or streaming around the globe, efl.org.au. And in comes the boundary throw. Anderson into the ruck against Gaines. Anderson tried to take it straight out of the ruck. The ball loose on the deck as Fraser spilled it. Balwyn managed to get a hand pass out. Now here's Higgins, did well, evades one tackle. Cross with the kick now up and towards the forward line. Pendlebury, and well, almost took that, did Baglava, but it's roved intelligently now here by Ananostu. And his kick out towards the flank now here for Zajai. His kick now in towards the half-forward flank. And Pendlebury of the Ryan variety going back, couldn't take the mark. And Gilchrist tries to do the roving now here for Balwyn. The ball's loose. Trying to burst through there was Ananostu. Hands out there by Herbelet, straight into the hands of Gilchrist, tackled there by Declan Brunel, who's having an absolute ripper here on debut, and will have a ball up.
The exuberance of youth.
How we missed those days. Says has 23 points the margin, 4.5 gone. I can't talk compared to some of you gentlemen. As the ball thrown up now as Byers won the ruck. Martin doing the roving, did well to keep it in play. It's kicked in towards full forward, looking there for Byers, couldn't take it on the bounce. Balwyn trying to burst out. Marston's in there. Higgins through the shoulder, missed everyone. Herbal it. Byers gets a hand pass back. Now here to Bull. Goes back now, swinging it out wide now in the direction of Sketcher, and he takes the mark. Yep. About 60 from home.
That's a great mark under pressure.
Sketcher decides to go in short now, and well, cut off. Well read there by the Balwyn defence by Cross. He's having a pretty good game so far here for Balwyn.
So, Balwyn to bring it out of the back in the hands of Cross at the moment. Noble Park still looking for their first goal of this quarter. Down the line they go, looking towards a target through the hands there of Morrison. The umpire says
was a Shepherd.
Play on, so it's going to continue. Bouncing around in the middle, going in there looking for it was the big man Anderson, and it's on the ground again. And we'll have a ball up O'Regan. Mark O'Regan diving on the ball.
Yeah, Jack Sketcher's got to get into the game a little bit more. He had very little impact in that first quarter. Being an experienced Noble Park playing in the midfield, he's really got to start getting his hands on the ball and being more creative.
Been very quiet as Waddell gets the head out for Balwyn. Out to the far side, Marola it is, he's chasing it. Gets to it first, now puts a little short kick, but that's a nothing kick, and he's given it away. It's just awful plays. Once again, Balwyn come forward. This is an important spoil. Can someone get the mark? It's taken. It's brilliantly taken.
That is a great mark.
Just wait and see who that is.
Waddell, I reckon.
So I think it might be the big man. He's actually played pretty well, Waddell. One of the newbies in this side. It is Waddell. And once again, Noble Park, they had 1, 2, 3. There's 4 defenders there, and nobody could get a hand on it. So Mick Fogarty will just be absolutely beside himself.
I can see why this guy's playing at the VFL level. He's got a good set of dukes.
He certainly has, and that's just off target. I thought it was just going to draw back at the end, but it slips through. So Noble Park get a little bit of a let off there, but it's another point to Balwyn, and they're travelling well. 8-3-51 plays, 4-3-27 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Let's go down the boundary to Matt Fodia.
Yeah, Jared Sherman back on the ground, boys, as reported, so let's see how he goes.
Thanks, Matt. And from my angle, that looked like it snuck inside the post, but that's why I'm not an EFL goal umpire, as Dylan Gordon's going to bring the footy back in now here for Noble Park. And his kick finds Brunel. He kicks in short to Martin. Just the required distance, and he kicks his swings out wide onto the opposite ring, and a good mark taken there by Dusha. 7 minutes gone. He goes in short. Noble Park look like they're just trying to build it piece by piece. As the kick now intended to Sketcher. Took it just inside the line. Good mark. Going back with the flight. He's about 70 from home. He's got Hudson Thomas in short if he wants him, but decides not to go that far. And the kick now comes in towards the forward line. Now flying at the back. Great mark by Tregear, who was patient, and he moves it out now here to Taylor Gilchrist. His kick up and towards the direction of O'Regan. Takes a calm mark on the far side. His kick now looking there for Waddell. Bounces into the hands of Gordon. Did well to shake 1 or 2 tackles. His handball out now here to Bull. Back to Gordon. Gordon's done well. Kicks now in towards the half forward line. Tregear is going to beat everyone to the footy, and he sees it out over the boundary line.
Tell you what, there was a Noble Park did a lot of work there for very little reward there, Ray.
Yeah, they certainly did. Look, and not. You feel that Balwyn are controlling the game, Brash.
It just seems like they've taken ownership of the corridor, Balwyn.
So 8 minutes gone. Baglava into the ruck now against Gaines. Baglava wins the tap. Gilchrist can't win the footy. Noble Park can there through. Great hands by Lambert. His kick now, a kick in short, but it looks like it's going to be marked by Marston. He read that well. It looked like Higgins was a little too lackadaisical going towards the footy, and Marston chopped it off, and he's going to go back and possibly put through Noble Park's 5th.
A badly needed goal here. Noble Park be quiet here, I think. They're going to try and get some momentum back into their play. They really haven't been able to control the contest since about the 10-minute mark of the first quarter.
So Marston kicked 19 last year, got 10 on the year so far. Looking for his first this afternoon, and that's not going to be it. And he's missed to the far side. Just the one behind here for Noble Park. They move to 4-4-28, trailing ball and 8-3-51 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Rash, the player who kicked that little short pass was Bailey Lambert.
Yep.
Now, last week he was fantastic in all 4 quarters. He's another player that Noble Park need to get back into the game.
So the missed opportunities will kill you as Jackson Weatherald puts the ball onto the left boot, kicks out towards the wing. Up they fly. No one gets hands on it. Pendlebury was there, and it's seen over the boundary line in front of Rennie Gilchrist. We've had 9.5 minutes in this second quarter.
It seems like that Rennie Gilchrist now sort of playing that sweeper half-back, just drifting into the midfield when required role now.
And so umpire to throw it in on that far side. Up it goes. Getting the front spot was Baglava. Knocks it down. Calls of holding the ball almost mandatory these days. Handball comes out in the hands of Dusha. Dusha taking the ground. Managed to get that out. I'm not quite sure that was legal, but it looked okay. As the ball comes forward into the contest, coming over the top strongly was the big man Higgins, I think it was, and slapped out of bounds.
Dylan Collis.
Dylan Collis it was.
Yeah, went back with courage too.
So, another boundary throw in. Noble
Yeah,
Park.
Hudson Thomas thinking that he should have got a free kick then. He might have been right, actually, but umpire didn't see it that way.
Byers that time it was. He got the knockdown, but it's won by Balwyn again. Tregear gets a kick out. Not a terribly good one. In the hands now of Smith. Smith goes down the line. Can he find a target? Looks to be plenty of Noble Park players back there, and the punch and the spoil sees the ball out of bounds.
Haven't seen Peever Wright at all this quarter. He must be on the bench. Let's go down to Matt Fodia. Okay.
See,
You wouldn't miss him either.
is he looking ready to go there, Matty?
Who's supposed to be coming off, but they're taking their time.
So here comes the kick in towards the forward line now here for Noble Park. Looking up for a Thomas. Looks like Tregear was going back. Well read there by Marson. His hands out and ahead of Lambert. Smothered brilliantly off the boot there by Gilchrist. It moves out towards the boundary line, but it's kept in now here by Tregear, who was actually the proprietor of previous smother. And Balwyn have the footy now on the half-back flank. The kick now in towards the half-forward line. Plenty of players up. Jaron Williams does the roving. It's a handball out now here to Smith. He gets wrapped up there. Manages to get a hand pass out now here to Cross. It moves out now here to Fraser. He puts one on goal and he's put it through. Great end-to-end stuff there from Balwyn, and they kicked another one here in the second term. They move to 9-3-57, playing 4-4-28. We've played 11.5 minutes.
Yeah, that really hurts you, Ray. Noble Park fighting extremely hard. No clean possession in their forward 50. All of a sudden, Balwyn get a break and just quickly move the ball through the midfield, and then all of a sudden, a goal.
Yeah, it was workmanlike the way they got that goal. I just think of myself the same thing. Noble Park's entry into that forward, they're just bombing the ball away and not giving their forwards any opportunity.
So back in the middle. Here's the ball up. They go for it. I think it was one, might have been just Noble Park hand on that one as Lambert gets a kick out. Now the ball hurried forward. Can they get him marked? There's plenty of Balwyn players back there, but he goes right over the top. Chasing back there for it was Churgwin. Saw him injured a little while ago, but he seems to be okay now, and the kick finds the boundary line just in front of Dylan Collis.
Yeah, it looks like he has recovered quite well there, Jared Churgwin.
Oh, he's pretty ginger, I reckon.
It's going to need the extra cold at halftime.
Oh, they'll give him a jab.
Or 5.
Don't talk about jabs. Not a good topic. As Churgwin on the ground again. Now it's won by Balwyn. They're starting to win the ball a lot around the clinches. That's a good mark taken there by Collis. Collis, little short kick inside, finds Tregear. Tregear, they're going with these short kicks, and it's working out pretty well for them too. Now it's back to O'Regan. O'Regan goes wide.
That's
another mark
really
taken.
good play there.
They've really opened it up, haven't they?
They did. They just opened Noble Park right up there through the midfield. And Jeff Goebbels once again on the end of another piece of brilliant Baldwin play from the back line.
We've seen him kick some big goals over the years, Jeff Goebbels. He's more than capable of bringing up the torp when he needs it, but I think he's just going to go with the conventional drop punt on this occasion.
Maybe he could get the BWS tones out here, Brad.
Here he comes, Goebbels. Here's the kick. He's kicked from about 55. It's a long kick, but it's just heading across the face, and it'll go through for a minor score. Certainly had the distance, but just not quite the accuracy. And Balwyn extend their lead to 30 points, 9-4-58. Plays 4-4-28 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, something needs to change here for Noble Park to get back into the contest, because at the moment, Balwyn seemed to have it all over him.
Oh, terrible kick in there from Gordon. Morrison now tries to rove the crumbs. Picked up now here by Martin. He swings it out now here to centre wing, and unable to take the mark is Declan Brunel, and it spills over the boundary line. Well, almost another costly mistake there from Noble Park.
Cole Martin's winning enough of the ball, but they just can't take advantage of what...
He's playing a lone run out there. No one. He needs his teammates to step up and give him a hand.
So Anderson back into the ruck now here for Balwyn. And in comes the throw from the boundary line. Anderson wins the tap. It falls right into the hands there as Sketcher, but Noble Park get a kick up now into the direction there as Smith. It's punched away and roved now here by Rennie Gilchrist and smothered brilliantly there by Luke Nelson, and over the boundary line it goes. So we've played 14.5 minutes here on this Queen's birthday weekend. Balwyn and Noble Park, 30 points the margin in favour of the Tigers. The throw was a little short. The umpire says play on as the kick now towards the direction of Jaffa Williams, trying to do the roving in hot pursuit. Left the ball behind, brilliantly smothered there by Court. And I was laying a pretty strong tackle in the end was Lockie Waddle, and we'll have a ball up.
Rodney, he'll be loving that from a first game. Oh, that little 1%er there to hold the ball in there inside 50.
Sort of been the theme for some of these debutants this afternoon with Declan Brunel as well, as the hand comes out and Jeff Goebbels puts one on goal. It's trying to travel in towards full forward. It's bouncing here to Jaffa Williams, can't take it on the flight, and kept out now here by Dylan Gordon, manages to get foot to ball. It comes straight now into the waiting hands of Wilson, and out now here to Waddell, and well, Noble Park got out of jail on that little bit of play, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Actually, that was quite clever play by Jaffa Williams, because it nearly actually converted it into a goal if the ball had it fallen into a Balwyn hands.
Yeah, he's a dangerous man, Jaffa Williams. Every time he's there, he just gives them a presence. Here's the umpire throwing it in now. Trying to wrestle his way to the front spot there was Anderson. And the ball back into the tight stuff. Nicely picked up there by Cross. Noble Park trying to get it out now. Sketcher gets a handball off. They can just try and get this out. That's a nice hand pass too. Finds Agnestu. Now it's in the hands of Noble Park. Martin has it. Kyle Martin goes down the line looking for a target. Peter Wright, we've got him back on the ground now. He's spent a bit of time off in this quarter. Now they look to kick forward. Can they get a target? Once again, there are plenty of Balwyn players back there, and they spoil it really nicely. That's good work taken there by Higgins. He sets off in the middle of the ground. That might be holding the ball, I think. Yeah,
great
really good tackle.
Great tackle.
Jacob Dusha it was who made the tackle. Really good tackle. A little bit of inspiration there. Maybe that'll fire his teammates up. The kick forward, looking for Hudson Thomas. He can't get there. Now it's back inside to Tregear.
Downfield.
Gets it off. And easily, once again, they'll come out of defence very comfortably with Gilchrist. Just doing it too easily at the moment. Ryan Pendlebury goes back in towards the corridor. The punch out from Noble Park, and we've got a whistle.
Off the ball, holding the man.
Yep.
So free kick to Noble Park.
Is that Garnham?
Yep.
I think it is, yep, Mania Garnham. Little short kick forward. Nicely done going there, looking for it was Smith, but it's been turned over, and once again Balwyn will come forward. They go inside 50 looking for a target. Just can't find it. The ball knocked out of bounds. As we go boundary with Matt Fodio.
Guys, just the Noble Park defensive switch this quarter has been really good. Dylan Gordon has gone to Chris Pendlebury and kept him pretty quiet, and Morrison's gone to Goebbels.
So in comes the throw. Maglever into the ruck. The throw was a little short. Martin in there as well, as is Lambert. Fraser manages to get a hand out. A smothered kick off the boot. Neither team can really get a clean touch. Gilchrist in there for Balwyn, and that goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw.
I don't reckon Rodney Eade will be all terribly disappointed with that matchup, Goebbels and Morrison, because I think Goebbels may have the endurance to outrun Morrison for most of the afternoon.
Yeah, I think that Rodney Eade will be more concerned that they've only kicked 2 goals this quarter, and they've had 90% of the play for the quarter.
So the ball still in dispute. It finally fires out now here into Balwyn hands. Here's Pendlebury of the Ryan variety. Gets a quick hands out now here to Weatherall. His kick in towards the forward line. It's read beautifully there by Collis. He puts one on goal and misses everything, and that's going to be over the boundary line, and no change to the scoreline.
Well, that probably should have been a goal, but they got the next best thing, a stoppage or in the forward 25 of their of the ground.
Not 100% sure why he just didn't go back and take the shot, to be honest.
So there's the tap from Byers, winning it there for Noble Park, and doing the roving there was Dusha, and well, the umpires paid a free, and the play on to advantage he plays, but it's straight into the hands there of Taylor Gilchrist, who's marked about 50 from home, and he's keen to get things moving. And he goes in short now. Well, it intended target, I think, there was Waddle. It was chopped off. Marson doing the roving now here for Noble Park. He evades a couple of tackles, gets a hand pass out into his teammates' hands there of Marola. His kick now into the vacant centre square area, and it's a one-on-one contest. Noble Park, that's a pretty ordinary kick, and high up and under into the forward pocket. And we're going to have a foot race as Declan Brunel's in there for Noble Park. Seeing it over there is Chergwin, and we'll have a boundary throw.
So Noble Park work their way back onto attack. We're coming up to the 20-minute mark of this second quarter. They trail by 30 points.
This is where the big man, Peter Wright's got to stand up at the boundary throw-in.
So the umpire to throw it in there is Peter Wright. Can he get to? No, he's easily beaten to the ball there. The knockdown nicely, but it pulls for Martin. Marto is the call as they go inside, but Edston just absolutely nobody. And Balwyn say thank you very much. That's a bit of a errant hand pass, nicely picked up there by Higgins. Now it's in the hands of Gilchrist. It's Taylor Gilchrist, and we've got a downfield as the kick goes. Plenty of free kicks starting to come into the game as it's getting a little bit willing.
Yeah, a bit undisciplined there by the inexperienced Bailey Lamb there. Probably didn't need to do that, but unfortunately it could be very costly here. Kyle Martin, unfortunate, that wasn't his fault. The player actually slipped and put the ball out of position.
I tell you what, I've really liked this man's game. I reckon he's been one of the best for ball, and Lockie Waddell has had a sensational game for mine.
I'll tell you what, they'll probably be hoping they can keep him a little bit longer, considering the injuries they've got Balwyn to their forward 50 players.
So Lockie Waddell trying to put another dagger through the Noble Park heart here. Nice smooth approach, makes decent contact, looks to be heading left, and it is. Missed opportunity, and it goes through for a minor score. So 9-5-59 plays 4-4-28 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and we've ticked past the 20-minute mark in the second quarter.
1 goal, 2 to Waddell this afternoon. Probably would have hoped it might have been 2 goals, 1 or even 3 straight. Noble Park can count themselves lucky here that Balwyn aren't further in front.
Yeah, as I said, only 2 goals to Balwyn this quarter, and they've had 90% of the play for the quarter.
So Ball to bring the ball in now here for the Bulls. It's moved up now here to Kyle Martin on the just inside his own 50 as he kicks this one in short. Intended target there was Gordon. It was slapped away from him and straight back into Balwyn hands. Here's Fraser. He pumps this in towards full forward, and he's pumped it a little too hard into the near side. That's out on the full. So
yeah, man of forward 50s Balwyn about this in this quarter has been phenomenal, amazing really, for 2 goals 4.
So to bring the ball back in here is Dusha.
And I reckon they've had 4 out in the full as well.
Yeah. And not much on offer. So he decides to play on and kick it down in towards the half-back flank. Plenty of players there. Flying at the back there was Baglava. Almost took it down from the tap. And a contested footy and a real logjam on the bottom there is Haynes for Noble Park, as he's pretty well held there by Jackson Weatherall. Will have a ball up. So 31 points the margin here in favour of the Tigers. 22 minutes played here, second quarter, here on EFL.org.au or 98.1, wherever you're tuning in from. As Noble Park try to move this through the centre of the ground. Well reeled there by Pendlebury. Comes back now here to Gilchrist. Quick hands in towards the centre of the ground. O'Regan had to be quick as he got tackled. Kicks it in towards centre half forward in the direction of Waddell. He can't take it. Slapped off the ground there as Fraser tried to get boot to ball. Goes back to Gordon. And Morrison sweeps up now here for the Bulls. His hands met solidly. Great tackle there by Pendlebury. And he forces the ball back over the boundary line. It looks like we've got a free kick. High, thanks to Matt on the boundary for spotting that one. Kicked out now across the half-back line, and trying to move this now is Morrison for the Bulls. His kick in the direction of Gordon. He takes it on the half-back flank, far side of the ground. 23 minutes played. He kicks towards centre-half forward. Centre-half-back, excuse me. Martin made that look very easy. He switches the play. Intended target there is Garnham, and he took a pretty easy mark. As Jaffa Williams is a little late to the party. Appeals for a free kick to the travelling Noble Park faithful. Go unheralded. That one, he was in the direction of Thomas. Too short and over the boundary line.
Yeah, I guess when you've got a lack of key players... Boundary side, Matt Fodia.
Hey guys, Liam Fraser's just come off and he's complaining about his right knee a little bit. He's walking towards boundary line with a bit of freedom, but it's a right knee niggle there.
Get him an ice pack, Matt.
So we'll keep an eye on him as the umpire throws it in. Up they go. It's won by Balwyn. Nice kick forward there off the boot of O'Regan. Plenty of Noble Park defenders back there, and they get it for the moment. Marola was scragged to ground, almost holding the ball. Haynes turns around. Johnny just got his kick away. A little bit fortunate there on Noble Park. Will almost get out of this. Got a nice kick. And now picks out Hudson Thomas. Hudson Thomas decides to go straight across the ground into the hands of Nelson. Just too slow, Noble Park. They just don't seem to have any ideas. They're just chipping it around, going sideways, very static as the ball goes in now. It's a push from Peter Wright, not played by the umpire. Tackle goes to ground. Once again, it's out of defence. Nice little chip across. Mark is taken out. It's Weatherall. Weatherall goes, beautifully done. That was really well done there by Cross. Cross gets it down. Can he find a target? For the moment, Noble Park able to spoil. Not taken there, I think it was Marola. Marson it was. And we've got a free kick, so Marson will take it. Kick it in the middle of the ground, not really to anyone in particular, but they'll get away with it. Now the kick forward, can they get a target this time? Chasing hard there is Collis. Eventually gets it, gives it back inside. Wheeling around into the left foot, but there's no one there for Noble Park. And well, in fact, there is now because they managed to get it. Hooks back, oh my word.
13.
Herbelet.
Brett,
It was Herbelet, he's been very quiet. He got a kick in and very nearly kicked a miracle goal.
Brett, just going back a bit, you said that they're too slow. They're too slow because they're looking up and they've got no forwards.
No.
They've got to hold the play up for their forwards to get there.
So Pendlebury brings the footy back in now here for Balwyn. Marson does the roving off it. Dropped mark. It comes back now in towards the direction of Chergwin, who takes the mark, gets shoved, and, well, went down a little easy, I thought. Says, go to Matt Fodium.
Ray, just in regards to that, Noble have dropped a loose man in defence, which is why they don't have as many forward options.
Thanks, Matt. Here's Weatherald now. Swings it back, all the way back now here to Higgins. And he chips it in short back to Chergwin. And Balwyn playing the possession game in their own back line. Back now here to Weatherald. He chips this one over the top. And, well, taking a good mark going back with a flight there is Luke Stacker. He kicks this one in now here to Chancellor. Balwyn just playing the patience game as well. Here's a long kick in towards the half-forward line. And a good mark taken there by Lockie Waddell, who's been stellar so far. His kick in towards the direction of Goebbels. And he takes the mark. About 40 from home, and he's met solidly there, going back with the flight, and he's going to go line up and kick potentially his second of the afternoon.
The other thing too, Ray, that's probably hurting Noble Park, and just a little bit more of a follow-on from what Brett was saying, when you don't have composure, and that's where they're getting beaten at the moment. Balwyn's composure, 360 coverage around the stoppages, the experience, composure, being able to deliver the ball at the right times is really hurting Noble Park, and they're really struggling without a key centre half forward or forward to direct any play through.
So Goebbels only kicked one against Vermont last week, and he's only got one so far this afternoon. That's just the minor score, and that just adds to the scoreline now here for Balwyn. 9-6-60. They lead Noble Park by 31 points, 4-5-29.
1 goal, 2 to Jeff Goebbels this afternoon. Balwyn have had plenty of opportunities to probably ice the game in the second quarter.
Sorry, Brash, Noble Park bringing it back in. Have he paid the mark?
I got a free kick.
Free kick, I think.
What's
Ball
going
up.
on
I
here?
think he's called a ball up.
Ball up.
Okay, ball up. It was a...
Must have been touched off the... Oh, no.
Two players had it at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's very, very difficult to tell who had the mark. So the umpire says we'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
That's a good call, that. Good call.
And we'll throw it up. So 27 minutes gone in the second quarter. So maybe not too much time to go. It's won by Noble Park. Martin's kick isn't a good one, though, and it's been cut off easily there by Higgins. Little pop kick there. That should be cut off over the top. It's Garnham going in there for it for Noble Park. Now Lambert does really well. He twisted out of traffic and got a left foot kick, but the kick's not so flash, but nicely marked. And that was Smith. Smith spreads it across. They've been pretty keen to switch the ball now. They've got a bit of run finally off half-back, Noble Park. It's Herbelet. Now here's a chance. Can they get someone inside 50? Lambert was there. Couldn't. In fact, it wasn't Lambert. It was Collis. Couldn't take it. And once again, it's been turned over. And once again, Noble Park's lack of a forward target being exposed badly up front.
The ball just goes out too easily, you know, and that is because when they're getting back in numbers and they're supporting each other, and as you pointed out earlier, Brett, Noble Park's forwards, they're not giving I think their midfields are going okay for the quarter.
Midfield's fine.
Very frustrating when you've got no forwards to kick it to.
Here's Anderson with the tap. Moved out now here. Cross doing the roving. Shakes one, shakes two, kicks it in towards full forward.
Oh, gutsy mark.
Great mark.
That is a gutsy mark there.
Going back there with
25 over the shoulder.
Braden Haynes, and he's won himself for 25. It was up high after the conclusion of that. Great.
Another one of those ones the coach loves, especially from a young bloke.
So Haynes offloads quickly. Here come Noble Park down the wing into the hands now of Gordon on the half-back flank. Far side of the ground now here for Noble Park. 29 minutes played here. Deep into time on in this second quarter. Gordon's kick up towards Higgins, who fists this ball over the boundary line. That's the half-time siren. It finishes Balwyn 9-6-60. Noble Park 4-5-29 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.